All right, guys, welcome to the Off the Bench podcast. We have George Denikos with us today. What's up, dude?
What's going on, Frank? How you doing, buddy?
Fantastic. Yourself?
Well, can't complain, man.
No, it's not worth it. Nobody cares anyway.
Nobody would listen.
No. And you have a lot to complain about.
Absolutely.
If you wanted to.
Sure.
If you wanted to be
but
a
why
punk.
focus on all that crap?
Right? Where'd you grow up, George?
Harford County.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Hazard County.
Hazard County. I had a lot of Greek friends growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah. In my neighborhood, you were either Italian or Greek.
Downtown?
I didn't grow up downtown. Well, my parents grew up in Highlandtown.
Yeah, Highlandtown, White Avenue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when they had my sister and me, they moved out to Rosedale. But on our street was Italians and Greeks.
Yep.
So we ate really good.
My grandparents lived down there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No doubt. That's usually where we all came from, somewhere
right.
around there. So when you're coming to us from the mortgage industry, right?
Yes.
What pushed you to make that move? Because I know this isn't the first time you heard about life insurance.
No, absolutely not. My aunt, actually, she's a very successful life insurance agent with New York Life. Her dad was an agent.
Okay.
So she came to me like 15 years ago and said, hey, get your license, come work with me. And I went down, I met her boss, okay, and went to take the test, failed the test.
Okay.
And I was already a licensed loan officer, so I was like, I'm not doing this.
Right.
So I just kind of walked away from it. Just really quick walked away from it. And mortgage business has been great to me. I love it. I love helping the people, especially first-time home buyers, or if you can help somebody repair their credit to get a house. I mean, it's great. But with the rates going up like they just did, my business went from 30 loans a month to 2.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
So obviously you've been in the mortgage business for 15 years plus.
23 years now.
So you survived 2008 and 9.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I quit then.
Yeah.
We tried. I've talked to a bunch of mortgage people.
Sure.
Because I know what they're feeling right now because I lived it.
Yes.
And I'm like offering this opportunity, and a lot of them are going like, "No, I'm good." You're not good. You're a fool. But then I go back and go, you know what? I was stubborn the same way, thinking that I could make it work. But you did. How did you survive 2008 and 9?
Well, I diversified. I got into debt consolidation. I did that part time. I still did my mortgage business, just focused on referrals. And then when the market started to come back and rates started to come back down, I just jumped right back in again and just rolled.
So you've literally taken someone from bad credit through debt consolidation and then to watching them be able to purchase a house.
Absolutely.
Dude, that is awesome. I have a buddy, Mike, that kind of does something similar today. He speaks Spanish, and he does a lot with the Latino community.
That's great. That's awesome.
But he's the same way. He's like, dude, there's nothing better because these folks never think they can get anything. Mm-hmm. And, sometimes in a year, 2 years, 3 years, they're owning a house. And they love you.
And they're crying at the settlement table.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's awesome.
I'm sure. So and you literally just got licensed, a month ago?
Yeah. Yeah. So I was closing down the last loans in my pipeline, and I was studying to take the test.
Okay.
So it took me a little longer because I was only doing it for a few hours here and there. So it took me like 4 weeks to go and take the test.
Right.
But I took the test, 30 minutes in and out, done.
Passed first time. Well, second time, but that 15 years ago
that doesn't count. Everything's different.
Does your aunt know you're in the life insurance business now?
I immediately called her.
And what'd she say?
And I sent her a picture of my license, and she said, "Come work with me."
I figured.
And I said, "No, I'm good."
And now she's been with New York Life obviously 15 plus years.
Oh, longer.
And she probably is good.
She is good.
The products are they're good. Like every insurance company has a good product,
Yeah.
It's just their model is so different than what we do here. And I think if you have a network of people that have money, selling New York Life is simple. But a lot of folks don't have, I didn't have that. All my friends were broke. So I'm like, who am I going to go to that has any money?
Same here.
Right? Yeah. So the way we do it here is, and you're seeing it, is we're just calling blue collar people.
Yep.
Normal, good old people that, to be honest with you, those big companies don't even want to waste their time on. We take them all day long. So how's it been transitioning? Because I remember the transition from mortgages to this. I was like, ooh, this is bad.
No, it's rough. In the beginning, it's rough. And look, I've written 3 policies.
Right?
Okay. All AIG.
Right.
Okay. I'm calling every day. I'm buying, the YouTube leads, Facebook leads, buying age leads, and I'm calling just leads that somebody just slammed on my desk.
Right.
Right. And what I'm doing now takes me back to what I did when I first got in the mortgage business.
Right.
And I worked for this company out of Columbia, but the manager came up, he threw the phone book on my desk and he said, "You book a deal out of here, you get turned on the leads." So I flipped to the S's because it had the most.
Right.
I called every S. I sold a mortgage deal and I got on leads.
No crap.
So that's kind of...
Dude, that's fantastic.
That's kind of what it reminds me of.
Dude, I love that concept here. Can you imagine if we just, a new agent,
Don't
slam
do that.
down 2-year-old, well, we can't use the phone book, but 2-year-old leads. Here you go. Sell something out of here. We'll turn you on to better leads.
Yes.
I mean, that's awesome.
You had to earn it.
You did. But you know what? It probably, like, I think back to when we were new, and even in the mortgage, when I got in the mortgage business was 2002, maybe. We were cold calling. It was my first day.
Right.
Most credits anybody ever pulled their first day was 11. And I'm like, I'm going to smoke that. I pulled 14. And I'm like, this was simple. But then when I started doing life insurance cold calling, I got my teeth kicked in.
Yeah.
But I think that grooms you, or it really lets you figure out who you are as a salesperson, or how much confidence you have, or how much stick-to-itiveness you have. Because I've listened to everybody get beat up. And this business will humble you real quick, won't it?
It does, really fast. But it's just persistency, consistency. It doesn't matter how many no's you get, because you're going to get that yes.
Sure.
And ultimately, you just need a certain amount, right? It's all numbers.
Right.
And that's how I kind of look at it. You got to look at the numbers, back your way into it, and you got to hit it.
That's right.
And that's it.
So you want to build this thing too. Like, did you own a mortgage company?
Yeah, I've been a branch manager. I've had my own branch.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yep.
So you wanted to, and so you've seen what that's like, having LOs, agents, people work with you as partnerships.
Yeah.
You want to do that here?
Yes, but I want to build a brand first.
Okay. Explain to me what you mean by that.
So from what I see, I'm looking at social media, right? So I see what others are doing in insurance, in mortgages, and they're building that presence.
Right.
And I think once you can show that you have a brand, you have a presence, you're an expert.
Absolutely.
People will come to you naturally.
Sure.
So it's not like you have to really go out there and recruit. The
Right.
recruits will come to you.
Sure.
And you're going to get a higher level of person, I think, by doing it that way.
Don't disagree with that. I mean, and they're usually come from warm market to an extent, and those are always,
they're going to be a warm market. Absolutely.
they're always the best.
Yeah.
Like if I look at every top producer inside of not even national, but at FFL as a whole, 99% of them are warm market.
Yep. Yeah.
You have an army of people that you were in the mortgage business with that are struggling, I'm sure, right?
Oh yeah. Just, we talked to one of the guys this week. He came in.
Yeah.
Just got off the phone with him before I came on the podcast, and he's like, I'm ready to do this. He's like, send me that recruiting thing again.
Nice.
I'm gonna start it. He said, but he's just going to get licensed. And
Yeah.
the 5 in his shop, he's just going to have them call. And they have a whole database because they focus on reverse mortgages.
Right.
He has probably 60,000 pieces of data for reverse mortgages that he's just going to plug and play, and then have his people call, and then he'll sell it.
And he'll sell it, and then eventually they're going to want to get a license.
Eventually.
You know what I mean? That's just how it'll work. And
It depends on how he wants to run it. But
yeah, no doubt. And I think there's so many of them out there. If they can, if they just slow down enough to just listen, people will be beating down your door because you've been around it so long. Like I was in the mortgage business for 7 or 8 years, but you've been around for 20 plus years. When you pull out and then go do something else, I think people are watching. And even the ones that are hating, they'll come too. So how are we going to build your brand? How are you going to build your brand? And how can we help?
Well, we're actually doing that. We just shot our first video this morning, kind of like my introduction into insurance.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm going to focus on doing 1 to 2 videos a week, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and just get that out there. But then I'm going to focus on specifics of the insurance.
Okay.
So I want to talk about the liquidity, the tax benefits.
Sure.
Right. Mortgage protection, kind of dive into it. I just watched Sean today talk about the advanced markets, IULs and FIAs.
Yeah.
That's really where I want to be.
So the annuities are so fantastic.
Yes, but I want to find a way to generate those referrals through social media.
Yeah.
And then have people talk to each other and be like, "Oh man,
gotta
first
go,
life right here in Forest Hill. You got to go talk to George."
Well, you've seen Depot, right?
Yeah, I watch all his stuff.
Dude, he generates an insane amount of leads.
Yep.
And all he's doing is just educating people.
Yes.
And you'll be good at it because, especially that side of it, because you've done it for 20 plus years. It's the only reason I was halfway decent in sell mortgage protection, because I could have an intelligent conversation with the clients and explain to them how their mortgage actually worked. Because a lot of LOs don't do that at all.
No.
And it's not right. It's just the way it is. But that helps folks like you and I, So how many times did Jess ask you before you actually entertained doing this?
I more than a handful of times.
Really?
Yeah.
And did you believe it when you first heard it? Like, what kind of money is around in this industry?
Well, I knew what the potential was because of my aunt.
Oh, right.
Right. But to quantify that with an agency, no, you really don't. You don't think of it that way.
Yeah.
And with like a mortgage, you hope to get that referral. But with insurance, you have the opportunity for residual income, right? And you're building that agency, your book of business, and then you have an opportunity to sell that back later. You don't have that with mortgages.
Right. No, you don't. No, you really don't. That's literally one and done.
Yeah. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it. It's more transactional.
Yeah. And it'll take you a minute, because it does, everybody. And you said something the other day, you're like, I'm starting to get the hang of it, which is great because it took us a long time to get the hang of it, only because the leadership at the company we were at was terrible. The system was not set up for agents to win. So it was really tough. But the way it's set up here, you can come in and all of that BS that we had to learn and go through on our own, you don't have to, because with YouTube, there's information everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
So if you could talk to any of the mortgage brokers out there now, like what would you say to them if they're going like, this is bad, I need something? Because most of them have to be saying that themselves. If you were doing 30 a month and you went to two and you were good, right?
Yes.
You were good at what you did. So
Absolutely.
Let's just say I'm average and I was doing 15, I might hell be down to 1.
Yeah, or nothing.
And which is really bad. But it's hard for people to swallow that pride and go, you know what, I need some help. What would you say to those folks?
I would just say, if you know anybody in the insurance industry, especially here at Family First Life, just reach out, come in, sit down, and take a look.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do. And do your research. I mean, go to the web pages.
Right.
See all the educational videos out there. And look at Instagram, look at TikTok.
Sure.
Look at Facebook. And look at what these guys are doing. And that's what I did.
Yeah.
I was trying to see what truly is the potential. And when you look at their accounts and you see the interaction with clients all across the country, because you're not just in one state. And some of these mortgage brokers might only be in Maryland or Virginia or Pennsylvania. But with insurance, it's easy to get licensed everywhere.
That's right.
And then you have that network of agents, so you can refer that business out. It's yours.
Yeah. What was the final straw that made you come? Like, she asked you a handful of times and you were like, no. What finally did it for you?
I was just ready for a change.
Okay.
I was just ready.
You saw one too many downside.
Yeah, just ready. I mean, I still have my license, right?
Sure.
I'm still going to do referrals.
Why wouldn't you? It's free money.
It's free money,
Right.
right? But it's not my primary focus. It's
Right.
like, it's maybe like 5% of my focus. But 95 is going into this.
Yeah.
And I'm giving it everything I can.
No doubt. I see her every day. Listen, we watch. We definitely watch. Are you married?
Yes.
And how's your wife feel about the change?
She doesn't like change.
Okay. That's fair.
Change. She doesn't like change.
So she's just waiting to see the results.
Yeah. She's like,
essentially. Yeah, no doubt.
Show me the money.
Yeah. Because they just want security, and she's probably a little scared as well.
She is. Well, we have 2 kids.
How old are your kids?
Carson's 6, Callista's 13.
Carson and Callista.
Yeah.
Dude, I love that.
Thanks, man.
That is badass. Most spouses, when someone gets into this industry, like if you're working too much, they're like, you work too much. Like, what is she?
She's
but
always
you probably
said
work
that.
late anyway.
No, yeah. I've always had that. You work too much. When you're here, you're always on your phone.
Okay.
You need to be paying attention to us. Yeah. I get it all the time.
Okay.
It is what it is.
How far from the office are you?
5 minutes.
Dude, that's beautiful.
I could literally run here.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, I love it.
Dude, that is fantastic. So what is your goal here by the end of 2023? When we're sitting here December 15th, 2023, what do you want it to look like?
For me?
For you and your team?
I want to be established brand locally, right? Branching out nationally as well. Licensed in other states. Maybe have 4 or 5 agents locally.
Okay.
And building that out. I want to be closing. I would like to do like 100 families a month.
100 families a month.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And each family, so y'all know, is typically $1,000 an annual premium. That's how it works. We'll have this talk again in 2 months, after convention, because that'll probably change too, because you just really don't know what to expect, right?
No, I don't.
And I think that's good, because that's in any other company, that'd be a really good goal. But here, with what as how sharp you are, how hard you're willing to work, you're selling yourself short. I know that, but you don't, which is cool.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know
I
what
love
the true
that
potential.
That's right. You really don't yet. And that's why we're happy. That's why I want to do this now, because it's good to talk to people that don't really know what to expect yet, so these folks can kind of watch your journey. Right.
Yeah.
So 100 appointments as fast as humanly possible. People told you that before?
Yes.
You get to 100, you really start to grasp how the appointment goes. But you're making sales, you're setting appointments. If you could say anything to someone that's kind of in your position, maybe licensed for a month, 2 months, what's one thing that's helped you over the last couple of weeks to where you said to us the other day, I think I'm starting to get it?
You have to just stay positive and focused on what you want to do every day. And you can't think of like the long term. It's short goals, daily goals, and just stay focused. That's it, man.
Stay positive, stay focused, short-term goals. So guys, if you're in the mortgage industry and you're struggling, which if you're not, great for you. right?
Sure.
You've got something that most people don't. But if you're thinking about looking for something else to do and you want to speak to somebody that's in your shoes or has been in your shoes in the last 2-3 months, reach out to George. You'll chat with him.
Absolutely.
He'll help you, kind of walk you through the process, let you know what's possible, what's expected here at FFL. George, if I want to talk to you, how to get a hold of you?
You can reach me at gagencylife.com.
gagencylife.com. Okay.
Yes. Or 443-807-8144.
Perfect.
Yeah, man.
So reach out to George. He'll help you. Trust me when I tell you, I did it 13 years ago. It was the best decision I've ever made. When the market started going down, reach out to George. He'll help you. Dude, thank you so much for hopping on here with us. I greatly appreciate you.
Thanks for having me.
Excited to see you grow. Coming to conference, obviously.
Yes.
Bringing the wife?
No.
You should think about that.
Nah, because then I have to bring the kids and the dogs.
Oh, Lord. That's fine. We'll see you in conference. It's a lot of beggars. That's great. And then, guys, we hope to see you too. So, again, if you have any questions, need any help, reach out to George. He'll help you. Obviously, you can reach out to us always. But until next time, make it a big week. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, Frank.